Martha had spotted this doll at a flea market when she was a little child, and she had begged her mother to buy it for her. Since that day, she never let it out of her sight. She even kept it close to her at all times as an adult, and many of her friends and family made fun of her for it. However, it was only when she passed away that they came to understand her strange attachment to this doll. In an odd turn of events, the police made a stunning discovery inside the doll, and it completely changed everyone's view of Martha. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Every person who had known Martha in these past years of her life knew about the infamous doll she carried with her everywhere. The story was that she had received it from her mother when she was only 5 years old, and had always kept it as a precious reminder. But only in these last couple of years did Martha and the doll become completely inseparable, right until the day she died. Martha did not really leave anything behind. She had been living from paycheck to paycheck from her late husband's small pension for years now, and did not have anything else to her name. She also did not leave behind any family, so it was up to her friends to deal with the aftermath of her death. The old friends, consisting of Margaret, James, and Thomas, decided to try and empty out the apartment together, bring everything to the recycling plant, and then just cancel the lease. But during the process of taking the apartment apart, Margaret suddenly stumbled upon a very familiar sight. The doll that her friend Martha had been so attached to. They had never gotten that good of a look at the doll before. Martha always had it either in her bag or her arms and never let anybody take it from her. Margaret picked up the doll, feeling an odd chill. Its glassy eyes seemed to stare back, holding secrets of a lifetime. James glanced at Margaret, his skepticism clear. "It's just an old doll, Margaret," he said, trying to ease her mind. Undeterred by James and Thomas's disbelief, Margaret's curiosity grew stronger. "There's something about it," she insisted, her voice firm with conviction. That evening, Margaret sat in her living room, the doll beside her. The house was quiet, the only sound her own heartbeat in her ears. With a deep breath, she reached for the doll, determined to discover its secrets. Her hands moved carefully, feeling every stitch and seam, searching for anything that might reveal why Martha had held it so close for all those years. As she turned it over, her fingers brushed against something hard inside. A hidden compartment? A secret message? The possibility that the doll concealed something undiscovered filled Margaret with a mix of fear and excitement. Margaret's exploration took a turn when her fingers stumbled upon a hard, unnatural object nestled within the doll's stuffing. Driven by an insatiable need to know, Margaret made up her mind to open the doll. Complex machine was revealed. The sight of the device, so out of place within the fabric confines, left Margaret in awe. Margaret examined the intricate machine, its gears and wires a stark contrast to the doll's soft exterior. The complexity of the device puzzled her. It was clearly crafted with a specific purpose in mind. Staring at the machine, Margaret was flooded with questions. What was the origin of this device, and why was it hidden inside Martha's beloved doll? Determined to understand the machine's purpose, Margaret turned to the internet, scouring through forums and articles for anything that resembled her mysterious find. Hours passed in a blur of fruitless searches. The digital world offered no answers. Amidst her online search, the machine began emitting a series of soft, yet distinct beeping sounds. Each beep seemed to pulse with significance, hinting at a hidden message or function. The lack of information made her feel isolated, battling a mystery that seemed beyond her grasp. With determination, Margaret dialed the police, her voice steady as she recounted the story of the doll and the hidden machine. She explained the vibrations, the beeping, and her inability to find any information. The officer on the line listened intently, intrigued by the unusual nature of her discovery. Their curiosity piqued. They arranged to meet Margaret and examine the device firsthand. Once in police custody, the machine was immediately taken to the technical department for a thorough analysis. Experts connected it to a computer, initiating a series of tests to decipher its function and origin. Codes and sequences flashed across the screen, a cryptic language awaiting translation. Faced with data that confounded their best efforts, the police decided to consult a data forensics expert. They hoped this specialist could shed light on the machine's secrets, decoding the baffling information. The data forensics expert, with years of experience under his belt, delved into the machine's data. His brow furrowed as he navigated through the complex codes and sequences. Despite his expertise, the data presented a puzzle that seemed to expand the more he explored it. Each discovery led to more questions, leaving the expert perplexed and intrigued. Margaret and a senior officer, observing the expert's behavior, sensed that something was amiss. Their instincts told them that the expert's feigned ignorance was a facade masking deeper intentions. Determined to uncover the truth, they decided to keep a watchful eye on him after his departure from the station. Stealthily tailing the expert, Margaret and the officer caught him in the midst of a secretive phone call. The words "jackpot" echoed through the conversation, hinting at a significant discovery. This overheard dialogue confirmed their suspicions of hidden motives. Margaret and the senior officer maintained a discreet distance as they followed the expert to an unassuming location. Through the dim light, they observed him meeting with an unknown associate. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Margaret and the officer decided to take preemptive action. They contacted the bank, providing a detailed description of the expert and his accomplice. Urging the bank to remain vigilant, they highlighted the potential for suspicious activities. The bank, taking the warning seriously, heightened security measures and monitored for any signs of the duo attempting to exploit the mysterious data. In response to the alert, the bank implemented an immediate increase in surveillance and security protocols. As Margaret and the officer continued their surveillance, it became evident that the expert and his associate were part of a larger, more intricate conspiracy. This revelation underscored the urgency of thwarting their actions, compelling the duo to strategize a direct confrontation to prevent the exploitation of the machine's data. With the bank on high alert and the stakes higher than ever, the police, alongside Margaret and the officer, prepared for an ambush. They positioned themselves strategically around the bank, ready to act at the first sign of the expert and his associate. As the expert and his associate approached the bank, they were suddenly met by police officers emerging from their concealed positions. The expert and his associate were swiftly arrested, the reality of their situation sinking in as handcuffs clicked around their wrists. During the initial questioning, fragments of their intent to exploit the mysterious data came to light. Attention then turned to a bank employee suspected of being complicit in the scheme. Under careful questioning, the employee's nervous demeanor and evasive answers raised suspicions. With the suspects in custody, the police began the meticulous task of piecing together the puzzle. Analyzing the evidence collected, they started to understand the expert's plan and its connection to the machine hidden inside Martha's doll. This widening investigation hinted at layers of mystery still to be uncovered, suggesting that the story of Martha's doll and its hidden machine was far from over. With the suspects in custody, the police diligently pursued leads stemming from the arrests. Each clue peeled back layers of the conspiracy, revealing intricate plans and covert communications. Documents, digital footprints, and testimonies began to form a clearer picture of the plot's breadth, suggesting that the scheme involving Martha's doll's machine was more elaborate than anyone had initially anticipated. Martha, once thought to be a simple, solitary figure, now appeared to be at the heart of a narrative that spanned decades, suggesting her involvement in matters far beyond what her quiet demeanor had implied. Further scrutiny of the expert revealed a greed-driven agenda at the core of his actions. His expertise in data forensics had been perverted into a tool for personal gain, exploiting the machine's data as a means to an end. This revelation painted a picture of a man whose moral compass had been compromised, willing to traverse ethical boundaries for the promise of wealth and power. The role of the bank in the unfolding drama became increasingly apparent as the investigation advanced. Financial records and transactions pointed to how the mysterious data was intended to be used, uncovering attempts to manipulate accounts and transfer funds illicitly. The expert's intentions became crystal clear as the police unraveled his plan to exploit the machine's data for financial gain. His intricate scheme aimed to manipulate bank accounts using the information encoded within the device, revealing a depth of greed and corruption. This plot, built on the exploitation of Martha's legacy, showcased his willingness to breach any ethical boundary for wealth. In the quiet of the briefing room, the police laid out the narrative that had emerged from their investigation. They painted a picture of Martha's life that was far removed from the simplicity it once seemed to embody. This device, ingeniously hidden within an object of sentimental value, hinted at Martha's foresight and her intentions to leave behind something of significant worth. The climax of the investigation brought a stunning revelation to light. Martha had amassed a considerable fortune over her lifetime, and the machine within the doll was the key to unlocking this legacy. Margaret, James, and Thomas slowly began to grasp the depth of Martha's intentions. The machine, once a source of mystery, now symbolized Martha's desire to pass on her legacy. They saw it as a bridge connecting Martha's past to their present, a deliberate choice by Martha to entrust them with her life's accumulation, revealing her foresight and care in preserving her legacy through innovative means. The role of the machine as a digital key to Martha's fortune was elucidated, showcasing her exceptional planning and understanding of technology. This device wasn't just a keepsake, it was a meticulously planned gateway to a legacy she had hidden away for her friends. Martha's ability to intertwine her affection with cutting-edge technology painted her as a figure far ahead of her time. Martha's legacy became a testament to her enduring love and trust, leaving an indelible mark on her friends' lives. This act of posthumous generosity was more than just a transfer of wealth. It was a final demonstration of her affection and care. Together, Margaret, James, and Thomas successfully unlocked the digital bank code hidden within the machine, a key to Martha's extensive fortune. Martha's legacy, now unlocked, promised a future filled with new possibilities for her friends. The wealth she left behind was a testament to her desire to impact their lives positively, even in her absence. Determined to honor Martha's final wishes, the friends deliberated on how best to utilize the legacy she had entrusted to them. They envisioned initiatives and contributions that would reflect Martha's values and kindness, aspiring to make a significant impact in areas close to her heart. This decision to share the benefits of Martha's legacy served as a tribute to her life, ensuring her generosity and spirit continued to influence the world positively. The story of Martha, her mysterious machine, and the legacy she left behind came to embody the enduring impact of her foresight and kindness. Reflecting on their journey, Margaret, James, and Thomas recognized the profound effect Martha had on their lives, not just through her material wealth, but through the lessons of love, trust, and friendship she imparted. Martha's legacy, far beyond financial means, inspired a lasting tribute to her remarkable life and the deep bonds she fostered.